The lean startup is built on the idea that most new businesses fail not because founders lack talent, vision, or motivation, but because they spend too much time building products that customers do not actually want. Traditional business thinking encourages long planning cycles, detailed forecasts, and fully developed products before launch. This approach works poorly in environments of extreme uncertainty, which is exactly where startups operate. At the heart of the book is the belief that entrepreneurship is a process of learning. A startup is not just a smaller version of a big company. It is an organization designed to search for a sustainable and repeatable business model. Because the future is uncertain, assumptions must be tested, not assumed to be true. Every startup begins with a set of beliefs about customers, their problems, and how a product will solve those problems. These beliefs feel obvious to the founders, but until they are tested in the real world, they are only hypotheses. The biggest risk is building something based on assumptions that turn out to be wrong. Instead of asking whether an idea is good or bad, the lean approach asks a different question: what do we need to learn next? Progress is measured not by how much is built, but by how much is learned. Learning becomes the true unit of progress. One of the most important concepts in the book is the minimum viable product. An MVP is the simplest version of a product that allows a team to start the learning process. It is not about creating something cheap or incomplete for its own sake. It is about reducing wasted effort and getting real feedback as quickly as possible. Many entrepreneurs delay launching because they want their product to be perfect. The lean startup argues that perfection at the early stage is often harmful. Without customer interaction, teams risk optimizing features that do not matter. Early versions may feel uncomfortable or unfinished, but they provide something far more valuable than polish, real data. Once an MVP is released, the focus shifts to measurement. Not all data is useful. The book warns against vanity metrics, such as total users or downloads, which may look impressive but reveal little about real progress. What matters are actionable metrics that clearly show cause and effect. These metrics help teams understand whether changes they make actually improve customer behavior. Measurement leads to the next critical step: learning. This learning answers one essential question: should we persevere on the current path, or should we pivot? A pivot is a structured change in strategy based on insights gained from real-world testing. Pivoting is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of discipline and clarity. Many successful companies did not succeed with their original idea. They listened carefully to what customers were actually doing, not what they said they wanted, and adjusted accordingly. The ability to pivot at the right time can be the difference between growth and collapse. The book also introduces the build, measure, learn feedback loop. This loop represents the continuous cycle of experimentation. First, a hypothesis is turned into a product or feature. Then, customer behavior is measured. Finally, insights are gained that inform the next decision. The faster this loop turns, the faster a startup can learn and adapt. Speed matters because learning is time-sensitive. Markets change, competitors evolve, and customer needs shift. Startups that learn faster than others gain a significant advantage. However, speed does not mean chaos. It means disciplined experimentation with clear goals. Another major theme of the book is innovation accounting. Traditional accounting focuses on revenue, profit, and expenses. While important, these metrics often fail to capture early-stage progress. Startups need a way to measure learning, customer engagement, and momentum before profitability is achieved. Innovation accounting helps teams decide whether their experiments are working. It provides a framework for setting learning milestones and evaluating whether a startup is moving closer to a sustainable business model. Without this clarity, teams may continue investing in ideas that show activity but no real progress. The lean startup also emphasizes the importance of sustainable growth. Growth should come from customers who receive genuine value and choose to stay, not from aggressive marketing or temporary incentives. Sustainable growth is driven by retention, referrals, and repeat usage. When growth is fueled by value, it becomes more predictable and scalable. When it is fueled by hype or excessive spending, it often collapses once resources run out. The book encourages founders to understand the engine of growth behind their business and focus on strengthening it. Another key insight is that failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is often a necessary step in the learning process. The goal is not to avoid failure entirely, but to fail quickly, cheaply, and intelligently. Each failure should produce knowledge that moves the business forward. The book challenges the traditional idea that entrepreneurs must always appear confident and certain. In reality, acknowledging uncertainty allows teams to design better experiments and make better decisions. Intellectual honesty becomes a competitive advantage. Leadership in a lean organization looks different from traditional management. Leaders are not just decision makers, they are designers of systems that enable learning. They create environments where experimentation is encouraged, feedback is valued, and assumptions are challenged. The lean startup also applies beyond technology companies. Its principles can be used in large corporations, non-profits, and even personal projects. Any situation involving uncertainty and innovation can benefit from rapid learning and feedback. Ultimately, the book teaches that success in business is not about having the best initial idea. It is about having the ability to adapt, learn, and evolve faster than others. Long-term success comes from listening to reality instead of fighting it. By focusing on learning over perfection, experimentation over prediction, and behavior over assumptions, entrepreneurs can dramatically increase their chances of building something meaningful and lasting. The lean startup reframes entrepreneurship as a disciplined practice rather than a reckless gamble. It offers a mindset that replaces blind optimism with informed action. When learning becomes the goal, progress becomes inevitable. Subscribe to the channel and write in the comments how you like our book transfer and which book you want to listen to next.